this Part 2 project. And that will be coming from this experience.
Okay, good morning everyone. We are all welcome to Abuja. Trust your families are doing very well. And also trust that your farm work is also doing very well. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for keeping food on our tables. Thank you for feeding the nation. So I'll just run through what's Part 2. We're going to be dealing with this Part 2. Majorly, I remember when we went to the States, we talked about, we came to have consultative meetings with our stakeholders. Can remind me of what? Database, right? Have a comprehensive database. And when we talked about database, we also mentioned a few things. We said it's not going to be like your normal database of, smallholder women farmers database. There's something that will be different. Who can remind us? Remember, we talked about gender and intersectionality. We talked about how the needs of a pregnant woman farmer is different from a single mother woman farmer. We talked about the difference from a widow woman farmer. So everybody with their specific needs. Remember? Yes. These were the issues we talked about, and this is how we want to see the data look like, right? Because we don't want to, over the years, most times when we go for advocacies, the government will ask you, okay, do you have a database? You say like smallholder women farmers, can you give us a database? But we do not have that information. So now, thanks to IDP, with their support, we are going to be having a comprehensive database. So that when we go for advocacies, we're able to give them that evidence, really. So if there are interventions, programs, initiatives, they can actually use that information to target the women. And it's basically not going to be about SWOFON, right? It's about smallholder women farmers as a whole. And also in this first year, we're looking at budget allocation. So how do we begin to target the right stakeholders? How do we make them accountable? So if you have a specific budget line item that is talking to the smallholder women farmer, is that particular item being targeted at them? Remember how we did it? I remember what we did some years back, where we used the budget pull-out document. Do you remember? Through the work that CSJ is doing with us, they gave us a budget pull-out for all states, and we used that document to go back to our states. Do you remember? Yes. That we're using to track all interventions that are looking at smallholder women farmers. Remember, right? So we're going to be doing the same thing. Because we want to see to the end of it. We want to know if you say you are giving gender-friendly equipment to women in Niger State. Okay, no problem, all well and good. We are tracking it down to where that equipment is. And who are the people who are benefiting from that equipment? Because we've seen that the women are not actually benefiting from these things. And then we keep doing, it's almost like a cycle. Every year, it's the same thing, the same budget, line items and all that, but then they are not getting to the real farmers. And thanks to CSJ, with their support, they are going to give us that information that we need. So that when we get back to the States, by the time you are getting back, you're stepping down this training to other women in your groups. So they understand how to engage with that document as well. And then when you go into the field, when you're asking questions, people will be like, they will be shocked. I remember, and I think it's Niger State, he said, when you meet the stakeholders, they'll be looking at you like, how come you have this kind of information? And that is what capacity building can do. So I want us to just put in, our whole effort into this. Listen to everything that we taught, every information that we get throughout this period so that we can make use of it when we get back. I know we've had issues around timely release of agricultural inputs. I don't know which states have received any agri inputs, maybe between March, April, or May this year. Has any states received? Okay, Sokoto State has, wow, interesting. Any other states? Oh, Jigawa. March and this May, have you received that? Okay, so you know what I'm asking? Because the farming season has started, right? I know rains have started in all states now. If I'm not, so good, madam, so good, have fast. Rain has started. We had one. Just one. Okay. For us in FCT, I think this should be the fourth or fifth one now. So what we are trying to say is that the farming season has started, and yet most of our states or women have not been able to get any agricultural input. Right? Normally, the women are supposed to get these things before the farming season will start. But in some cases, we tend to get it after the farming season, and they become useless. So you are giving the women fertilizers, seeds, and seedlings at the end or after they've even forgotten that the farming season has to come. So we want to have advocacies to the government. We cannot continue to be doing the same thing over and over again. Let there be timely release of this input to better improve on what the women are doing. I have talked about the non-gender friendly equipment and how it's going to improve on what you're doing, your productivity. So if the women can get planters, remind me, tractors that are easily, that can be used, that can improve on what you're doing, because I know it's more like you're still using the hoes, the cutlasses, or you have to hire labor, which of course resources have to go into that. These are challenges that we'll be facing over the years. Then you have challenges with equitable distribution of farm input. So how is it in your state in terms of distribution? Is it balanced? I know we've always had issues with political farmers in quotes. I know there is a problem around access to information. Access to information on when distribution is supposed to happen. So most times political farmers tend to get information more than the women get information. Is that correct? Let me know if I'm just assuming.
Yes.
Very correct. So because we are working with women who are in hard to reach areas, they don't even get the information early enough. Some of them don't even get at all. Right? So these are issues that have continually affected what we are doing. So also we had representation in budget and policy decision-making spaces. Which state has, over maybe in the last 1 or 2 years, the government has called people to come in and, let's sit down and talk about what to start budget preparation. Oh, so fun. Or your state, come and let us talk. Has it been happening? It has been happening. Since when, ma'am? Since when? Recently, or last year, 2 years, last year. So it just started last year. Okay, nice. Any other states? Has the government invited you, come, let us sit down together and, work on the budget together. We want to start budget preparation. Niger State, has it been happening? Or have they called you for this year? Did they call you for the 2024 budget?
No, the only thing they do under Ministry of Agriculture, under modernization, they create a provision for smallholder women farmers and youth. They allocated part of the budget for us, but no financial backing. Even this year, we were with the permanent secretary, together with the director of agri services, and luckily the retired director of project planning. He said, I said they have, but our problem is financial backing.
Okay, the problem is financial backing.